If you're a dip buyer, you're going to want to watch this video. This is how to trade a dip buyer strategy with a live account with Wealth Lab. Okay, so I'm going to go through trading a dip buyer with a live account, and it's a live account, a live paper account, but it's essentially a live account. All the ins and outs with NSF positions, not NSF positions, and use live positions in the strategy monitor. You'll see that these options make a big difference on how you trade and possibly the way you should backtest. So let's use the Knife Juggler in the sample strategies as our dip buyer. And really quickly, let's go over the rules. This just buys 2% below the last close. If you enter a position, it's going to sell at a 5% profit target the next day. And then if you don't get out at the profit target, it'll sell at the open 2 bars later. So let's take a quick look at what that looks like in a chart just to make sure everybody understands the way this works. Okay, so you can see it hits quite a bit, especially on NASDAQ stocks. They're a little bit more volatile. So, for example, here we have NVIDIA that closed on this day that I'm pointing to at 159.09. It hit the limit, the 2% limit the next day at 155.91. And the day after that, it sold at the 5% profit target. Okay. Similar thing happened the day after that. Okay, and then this day, okay, so here's the close at 177.02. We bought at 173.48. You can see the profit target was up here. It didn't hit, and so it sold at the open the day after that for a small loss. Well, a 2% loss. It's not too small. But so that's what the strategy does, and let's run that on the NASDAQ 100. And we're going to start with retain NSF positions. And if you don't understand what NSF positions are, non-sufficient funds. Let's see, I have a sticky note that'll help. NSF positions are positions that aren't included in the backtest, but they're tracked so that the strategy can exit those signals later in a live account, okay? So that's the case we're going over right now. And this is a good example. Yesterday, the market was down quite a bit, and so there's going to be a lot of NSF positions. So let's go to the signals and sort by action and order type. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of NSF positions. So the strategy is tracking these positions that would have entered at limit yesterday or possibly the day before, because the strategy keeps the positions open for 2 days if it doesn't exit at the profit target. But you can see 5 of these positions are going to be exiting at market today. So those are positions that were opened 2 days ago. And we have all these other NSF positions. We have a few limit orders, and all the other ones are positions that you possibly could have entered with your live account, depending on the order of the trading. And so for that reason, you have to check your account to see if those positions are available for trading. But if they're not, for example, we're connected to this paper account now, and I have a few NASDAQ 100 positions in here that may or may not be part of the strategy. But for example, if I try to sell, let's just take this one, and I'll just place the order. And you'll see that this is an error because this couldn't find a matching position in the account. So even if you try to sell a position that you don't have, Wealth Lab will just error out the order so that there's no harm done. Let's just renew that and come back here. Okay, so if you were trading this today, the first thing you would do, I'm going to run from the strategy window. We're going to go over running it in the strategy window, and then we're going to go to the strategy monitor and see the differences. if any. So if you were trading it from here, you would select the market orders and you would place these orders. Now, the market's not open. Oh, okay, so we actually do have a couple orders that do match. So the other three are just errored out because there wasn't a matching position. So, but you can see that these other ones synced to what was in the account, and they went active. Okay, but okay, so the market opens in about 19 minutes. So we'll just cancel that for now. Remove. Let's start over. And if you were trading this again, you could just select all the orders and send to the quotes window. Okay, so the option, you may not want to select all your NSF positions because if you know that you weren't in any of these trades, you're not going to sell these at limit today. So, like I said, it doesn't really matter. You can let Wealth Lab trigger those orders, and they will error out. Or you just don't select these orders because you know you don't have positions for them. But let's just do it. Let's select all of them and send these to the quotes window, because this is the way you would generally trade a dip buyer. You send them to the quotes window. The quotes window monitors the trading so that as prices approach the limit order or stop order, it triggers the order. So it would trigger I have auto stage selected now. If you wanted to auto place the order, I assume everybody knows what that means, but auto stage would just put the order into a staged mode where you would have to click it and place it from the order manager. Auto place automatically submits the order with the broker, and it would go active like you saw before. Okay, and something about the quotes window, you'll notice that none of the market orders, I should just say, the market orders are filtered. The quote triggers don't have anything to do with market orders. So again, if you have market orders that you need to place, you need to place those right from the signals page here. Now, something interesting, something that you should know if you're trading this strategy with NSF, remember NSF positions was selected here, retaining them. All of these NSF positions are not available to become new trades today. These are positions that you may have entered in your account, possibly, but so that's why the exit order is there for you to get out at the 5% profit target or at the market order. But notice that let's see, it looks like, I think there's about 50 seller orders today. So there's really only 50 candidates to enter trades today, okay? To enter new trades today. So this is a pretty important point, that if you're trading with NSF positions, especially a dip buyer like this, where you have many NSF positions, it limits the number of candidates for the next day, okay? So we're going to see how that changes when we run this without retain NSF positions. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, without NSF positions, let's get our cheat sheet back up again. Okay, so the backtest ignores the hypothetical trades that were rejected due to not having enough buying power. So since those hypothetical positions aren't tracked or kept in the backtest, the strategy goes back to the entry logic and you're able to enter positions again. So you'll notice that there aren't any NSF positions anymore because we're not tracking them. And the strategy now has, well, there's, it looks like 8 or 9 exit orders, and the rest, since there's 100 signals, there's a 90 or 91, however many there are, entry orders today. So in this case, you can see the big difference. Today, there's more opportunities to enter new positions if you're trading without NSF positions, okay? And you're going to see that this is similar to the use live positions option later with the strategy monitor. But in any case, you would do the same thing as before. You would enter your market orders. You can place or stage them. Here, I just staged them, so they're sitting here. Well, these all errored out because there weren't any positions to match those. And you can select them all and open those in another quotes window and start streaming, and then you would trigger those orders as they came in. I hope you can see that there's a big difference, especially in this case, especially today, the difference between retain and not retain NSF positions. And also there's another video on NSF positions if you don't quite understand what that means yet. But it makes a big difference in trading. So that is the strategy window. Now let's switch over. I'm going to just pull these over. Here, let's get rid of the quotes window. Yeah, let's just go ahead. I'll leave that window open. And let's switch to the strategy monitor. Now, let's pull in the Knife Juggler here. We're going to select the NASDAQ 100, make sure that we're in the right market, US stocks. 100 bars is good enough because we only need a few bars for this strategy to work. Okay, 10% sizing in my broker account is correct. So that's our Knife Juggler. Now, generally in the strategy monitor, the last, let's go back to the strategy settings. The last setting that you saved with retain or not retain NSF positions is the one that's used in the strategy monitor. I think actually the last time I saved the strategy, it was with it. So we're just going to run this now to see what we come up with. And I want to check preferences. We're going to go to the trading preferences and notice that use live positions is not selected. Okay, so let's sort by action again. Okay, yeah. You can see we have NSF positions here. Okay, so this is the same. Now remember, use live positions is not selected. So that's important. You're going to see a difference. Notice that we have the same results. Essentially, it's the same back test as it would be in the strategy window. And so you treat it the same way. You would send your market orders in, and you can select all of them and send them to the quotes window for quote triggering later for the session, which we'll do in about 10 minutes. I'll pause the video and we'll see what that looks like. Okay. Now, what I'm going to make a change now. We're going to use live positions. Now, live positions is a lot like. It's not exactly like, but it's a lot like trading without NSF positions. Okay, because what does it do? Live positions ignores all positions all backtest positions that don't match positions in your live account. Okay, and actually it creates positions that you have in your live account. So let's see what this looks like. Let's make sure I had it selected. Okay, use live positions, and let's rerun this now. Okay, looks a lot different, doesn't it? Okay, and so we have 4 positions matching the 4 positions in the account. WealthLab takes a look at when those positions could have been created in the backtest. It creates the positions for them on the day that they would have matched a price in the backtest. And so you can see that here, for example, in the video, we're selling after 2 bars, and the rest would have hit possibly yesterday. Let's see. In fact, I think Tesla actually went up yesterday. So let's take a look at Tesla really quick, because this is kind of another good example, I think, of the difference of showing what use live positions does. We created a position for Tesla and we're selling it today. But if we actually run this on Tesla, what would the strategy have done? Okay, so you can actually see that the strategy actually sold Tesla at a profit target yesterday. So really the strategy should be buying Tesla today. Well, I don't want to say should be. It's doing what it's programmed to do, but because we have a position for Tesla, so the strategy. So we're creating another position for Tesla, and we're selling it with the strategy now. Okay. So this is what use live positions does. It does sync you. It does sync to your account, but it can change what the backtest, what a normal backtest would be telling you to do with that symbol. Okay, I mean this is a perfect example because Tesla was sold at a profit target yesterday, but today we still have a position for Tesla in our account, so we're selling that at a profit target today. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And let's see if there's something else to go over. I wanted to go over the trading thresholds because this dip buyer, as you saw yesterday, hit 40 or 50 times. So if you were trading this, you would need to limit the number of fills, and you can do that with the trading thresholds here. So I was using 10%. Let's go back to the strategy. 10% sizing. So without margin, I would expect I could have a maximum of 10 positions. So the number of, you could stop your trading as the number of orders, entry orders exceeds a certain number of, or the number that you set here. Okay, and just for completeness, I'm going to turn off live positions. I want to start this over. Let's get rid of this and let's take a look at this. Hold on a second. Here we go. I think I saved this a minute ago, but let's hit it again. Okay, now I have retained NSF positions not selected. Let's go ahead and drag this over and set NASDAQ 100. Everything else is okay. Okay, and let's run the strategy now. So in this case, we're not retaining NSF positions, and you can see this looks a lot like, well, it looks almost exactly like what we had before in the strategy window. It should match. Okay, I almost forgot. I wanted to set this up to show how it looks on the open. So let's go back to live positions really quickly. Let's run our strategy again now. So live positions is a good way to sync to your account, but you can, if you watch the video, you can see how things change a little bit. So because we have, there's a big difference between NSF positions, using NSF positions, and use live positions. So depending on how you did your back test, it could change things quite a bit. So let's, market's opening in 30 seconds. So here, we're going to do this very quickly. We're going to select all of these. We're going to send these to the quotes window, and we're just going to let it rip, okay? I'm going to go ahead and stream. Hopefully I have enough streaming for this. Let's go ahead and put you can watch what happens to our account. Oh, I forgot to sell the market order. Let's get rid of that. Place that order. Okay. Okay, so the video filled. Here comes our quotes. Let's see, the market's up today. So unfortunately, we're not going to get any dip buys anytime soon here. We might actually get out of our Tesla profit target here. But yeah, so it's not that great of a demonstration for actually trading, but you can see that we're monitoring real-time prices. Let's see, we're auto sorting, so the closest, the triggers that are the closest to hitting their price come to the top. And so you can see Tesla needs to go up another 4 points or so to hit its trigger. Okay, thank you very much. Well, I'll go ahead and pause this, and we'll let it go. If I see something getting a little bit closer, we'll go ahead and start it again, and we can watch how that auto trading works. But I should put on auto place to make sure that we get auto-placed. Okay. Okay, actually we're coming up to a trigger on Google here. Looks like it's must be dropping. Let's go ahead. Here, I can pull up Google so we can, here we go. There it is. Okay, so you saw Google triggered, came up here into the order manager, and it filled, and you can see it pop into the account. And it looks like we're going to get another trade here pretty soon in Phase. I think that's the name of that company. All right, let's go ahead and let that run for a couple minutes. Well, here, I'll stop it and see. Well, no, here we go. Here comes in Phase. There it goes. Triggers and filled. Hey, so that was two pretty good demonstrations on auto trading with WealthLab and the quotes tool. Hope you got something out of it. Thanks for coming.